Previously on The Weekend War, Mass Effect Andromeda made a shit ton of money. It must be good.
Shut the fuck up, no one cares.
Hope you're ready for the next episode.
I feel like you should take your woman and child and get lost. What reason you got to stick around at this point? I don't see no way out of any of this.
What about loyalty?
Number 4. Consequence-free loyalty. What are loyalty missions?
What we do here is go back.
So the whole lead-up of Mass Effect 2 was for Shepard to infiltrate the Collector base, so they could find out what the fuck the Reapers are actually planning.
What matters is this. Not one more. That's what we can do. Here, today. It ends with us. They want to know what we're made of? I say we show them. On our terms.
So doing a character's loyalty mission will increase the chances of them surviving in the final mission of the game, the climax in the Collector base. And the more crew members you do the loyalty missions of, the more chances of winning. Somehow loyalty increases the chances of a party member's survival. In real life, in war, actually I think the most loyal soldiers will die.
Please, sir. Don't tell me this was for nothing. It's still real to me, damn it!
And there is a penalty if you don't do the missions. After you collect everyone, and you don't do any ship upgrades, you could just go to the Collector base. And this will result in a total party kill. Joker will be the only one left, and he knows that humanity is gonna die. Loyalty also isn't enough to guarantee survival. If you haven't upgraded your ship, this is gonna happen, even if your dudes are loyal. Actually doing these missions, as well as whatever you need to do for your ship, makes the player feel important, makes them feel like they're actually affecting the game.
Take these bastards out!
As long as the new plating holds.
Somehow they made this loyalty mission mechanic in Mass Effect Andromeda, but it doesn't change the main story whether or not you played through them.
Smile for the camera, babe. Sam's broadcasting, everyone's watching. They all want a nice big close-up of the hero who single-handedly saved the galaxy.
See, if you decide to do a loyalty mission, for the most part, you will succeed, whether or not in Mass Effect 2 or in Andromeda. However, there are some loyalty missions in Mass Effect 2 that you have to do properly, or else you won't get their loyalty.
Help! We're trapped! We can't get to the gas valves to shut them off! The whole place is gonna blow!
We're here to free these people. We're going in.
You just cost me 20 years of my life.
You put your revenge ahead of the mission. How can I trust that you'll be there when we need you?
I'm doing what I was gonna have paid to do, Shepard. Just don't expect any more than that.
And some of the conditions for getting their loyalty are more obvious than others.
Your father was deliberately networking the Geth to Sapiens to do weapons tests.
That breaks our most sacred laws. Laws that predate our flight from the homeworld. Everything here is his fault. I tried to pretend it didn't point to him, but when this comes up in the trial, we can't tell them.
Rail's team deliberately repaired and reactivated the Geth as part of weapons research.
But why? Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that?
In Andromeda, the only thing it does is unlock the character's final skill tier. And honestly, I think it's fucking useless. Why would I actually go through the trouble of unlocking everyone else's skills? If you want to support, just pick Cora. She'll let you live for most of the game because of her shield boost. And if you need another damage dealer, just get Drac. Drac doesn't die, and he's got good damage. But it's nothing compared to Ryder. Ryder will be the primary damage dealer of your team. Whatever happens, when your skills are cooling down, the advantage that Ryder has is that his equipment is customizable. Not everyone in your team will have the shotgun that is a machine gun. Party members will have a hard cap to their damage because of their class. You also have a cap to your skills, but this is further increased by the profile you select. And you got equipment that furthers your damage because of augmentations. You can make weapons fire grenades. You can make a weapon that fires like a gun from Mass Effect 1, effectively giving you unlimited ammunition. You got an augmentation that lets you fire electricity.
That's a lot of damage!
And this doesn't take into account the weapon mods that you can insert in your weapon for additional damage. Your armor can also affect the damage that you can do. Essentially, your squad mates are there to keep you alive or clean up after you. So the only thing I could think of that would make me want to play through the missions of all these characters would be their strong writing. Did Mass Effect Andromeda have such strong character writing?
Oh no, 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 no.
It's no surprise that GameSpot dude said this.
It doesn't even feel, the more I play it, or the more I played it, it doesn't even feel like a BioWare game. It's weird. I like the combat, but I don't like the characters, at least in those first 2 hours, and I don't like the writing.
GameSpot dude realized how badly written everything was because he noticed how badly written the characters were. These party members of yours will be along for the ride for most of the game. You can have a basic story still be engaging and entertaining if you have well-written, good characters. Great classic movies have a very simple story. Save your waifu.
What was it you said to me before? Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Waifu saves Doteru.
Get away from her, you bitch!
See, that's the most simple distillation of all these plots, but the characters make them engaging. This guy seems to know what he's talking about.
Very focused on story first, right? To me, what I started to realize over the course of that trilogy was, yes, the story is important, certainly the plot is important, the setting is important, but it's the characters that people love. It's the characters that people remember.
Why wasn't he in Andromeda?
NANI?
Scholar of our time and Renaissance man, Chris Reagan, had this to say about Mass Effect Andromeda. Mass Effect Andromeda is actually written and animated by aliens that don't understand humanity. In that sense, it's immersive. The cast don't feel like real people, and this is highlighted in their loyalty missions. The title of this chapter is Consequence-Free Loyalty, because no matter what you do to these guys, you will gain their loyalty. So let's start with the worst character. Liam Costa.
No! God, please, no! No!
Liam's arc can be summed up thus. He asks for help.
Pathfinder, hey, I was wondering, could you put your stamp on a project? It's for me and Jarl to work on. Call it diplomacy if you have to put it in a budget bucket.
He fucks up.
Can I wear the poncho?
It's a Rothschild. And no.
Why? Is it religious?
Wait.
What?
It's personal. You're not allowed.
Because of status or species?
Maybe it's both.
Do all humans look alike?
Some of you sound alike.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I thought this was about armor. Are you deliberately trying to offend Jarl?
Of course he is.
That's the point.
You clean up his shit.
Jarl's technically an emissary. There's no way this kind of questioning would fly with his superiors.
He won't tattle if that's what you're worried about. This was between us. We were joking around and realized we didn't know how to insult each other. Or how not to.
Repeat. And mayhaps I don't have Liam's 5-dimensional magical thinkery, but doesn't Jarl sound insulted here?
Personal. You're not allowed.
But I thought they were joking around. I don't know about you, but what Jarl says here...
Maybe it's both.
And then he goes...
Of course he is.
That's the point.
There's this sudden quick shift in tone, like they were acting for the benefit of writers, that they were really mad at each other, but they were joking.
We go 100-2-0, nigga, real quick.
The tone of the conversation wasn't that they were friendly ribbing around. It was like Jarl was taking an affront to everything. I don't know about you, but shouldn't the creative director take note of that shit? Like, maybe we should change how the actor says it?
We were joking around and realized we didn't know how to insult each other.
You're not allowed. It's both.
Oh, Lord.
At one point, he lets you do some market research, which means you're gonna use Sam to copy-paste Angaran technology for the use of the Citadel.
Liam?
God damn it.
Are you getting me in trouble? What was this about?
We're not in trouble exactly.
Liar!
Was this an attempt to copy their methods? Steal secrets?
We're not competing companies. It's about learning to live here. Remember my Tempest freakout?
What we do here is go back.
So I reached out, trying to get resources moving in a real way, bridge that gap like I did with Jar. I can't get permission coming or going. The Nexus, Aya, everyone is all...
You're not allowed.
Liam, I deserve better than having this sprung on me mid-market.
You're right, of course, you're right.
6.5 hours later.
Hey, I was just... How you doing? I'm great, just, I told you I screwed up, and I have. Remember Varand? Contacting the Angara? She's gone. The whole group is gone. Sudden. So, yeah, up for a rescue? Because if we don't, we could be next.
So our crisis specialist, who is so fucking brilliant, gave away security information to some random Angaran just because he thought, in his words, she was a good risk. And you know what he says to apologize?
Like I said, I screwed up.
You can't keep getting away with this!
And this culminates into one mission, saving Varand. And this is what really makes me angry. The fucking mission itself. The game encourages you to play it like a joke. How do I know that the writers are biased towards setting it up as a joke? I think it's better to just show you.
One of the things is, we've talked a bit about how there's a slightly lighter tone in Mass Effect Andromeda. And because this is a loyalty mission, it's actually even a little bit lighter, but it kind of helps to play off the character of Liam.
Something has to go right. You take a risk for the right reason. It's supposed to work.
You dent your locker, the principal will be pissed.
It isn't a joke.
Note that Liam says that. Now what I'm gonna show you is the PAX footage. This is what happens after that.
I jumped us here blind. We don't know where anyone is or how anything works. And now we're fighting some asshole who wants everyone chained. It's like hitting Andromeda all over again.
Seal the bed.
Don't make this about the whole mission. We're here to help, but why am I the one defending your plan?
I don't know.
But the bands don't stop then, nigga.
See? Total asshole.
That's it. Space vengeance.
Liam? Hold me.
Don't give me this shit. This is Mass Effect Andromeda tier writing, where they cannot understand that the failure of your companion is something to be taken seriously. Especially when, for the past 2 missions, that's all he's been doing. Fucking shit up. You could actually play the mission straight. Like you're angry with Liam, you're sick of his bullshit. You could semi-play it that way.
Not helping, Liam.
I know. It's stupid.
But no matter how you choose to play the mission, it starts out the same. With a joke.
Whoa. This isn't right.
Liam, you said to expect pirates. This is a catch ship. A big one.
Change of plan?
I did say you could semi-play it straight, but the game forces you to make a joke.
It's everything.
Save it. I need you to stop hoping things will work and stay on task.
You turn on each other.
We have a bad plan to rescue people, and we're doing it. Any questions?
Nope.
Good.
I thought shooting the console was to make a point. That I'm angry with Liam. Look at this guy's face! Does this look like the face of a guy who knew he fucked up? No! And this!
I shot the console. Think he'll be mad?
What is this awkward pause bullshit? Oh, it's because it's a setup for another joke. That he tempted fate, and guess what, motherfucker? The vent opened. Oh, isn't it Let's wrap this shit up. I hope you like fries with your ketchup, cause we're frying that shit. You could play it as the devs intended, happy times, Liam. Oh, it's funny, right?
Wrong. I need to be smarter about taking risks. So, you're right. Sorry. Like I said, I screwed up. You're right, of course, you're right.
He can't keep getting away with it!
The best option is to shit on him.
Bradley, make sure Varand doesn't go too far.
I don't think we have the authority, Pathfinder.
Call it an invitation until we can suggest the Nexus update their protocols.
What was that, Ryder? This wasn't Varand's fault.
Not now, Liam.
Things were a little skin of our teeth, but we came out ahead.
We came this close to losing everyone. This close. You got lucky. I can't rely on that. She stays put until we're safe again.
We were never safe! Damn it, Ryder! Forget the codes and the pirates. Varand is the win. My people saw you act for them like you do for us. That's how we bring it all together. I'm sorry we had to stick our necks out. I'm not sorry Pathfinder has real meaning to more people.
Not having it, Liam. There's too much at stake for risks like this.
Right. The stakes. That's why we jumped a fucking galaxy. To not rely on people.
Wait for it. This is the best part.
NANI?
This is what I mean when the loyalty missions are consequence-free. I don't know, isn't it consistent with Liam's lack of self-awareness and foresight that he would just fucking leave? Go to the volcano! There's a crisis in the volcano! It suits you! And you remember what Liam said, that people wouldn't give him information or trade with him because he's an outsider? Isn't his whole loyalty mission proof as to why you shouldn't trust outsiders? And not what he says, like Pathfinder means something? What is this? It's so badly written. And not only is this whole setup badly written, it appears that there should be a consequence, but there is none.
Fucking.
Let's use Mass Effect 2 as a counterpoint. You can do the Miranda loyalty mission in Mass Effect 2. There are two ways to go about it. She finds out she's betrayed by her former friend Niket, and there's a Paragon interrupt. If you don't do anything, Miranda will shoot him. If Shepard does the Paragon interrupt, Niket won't die by Miranda's hands, but instead because of the Asari bitch. So either way, Niket dies and Miranda becomes loyal to Shepard.
But he just stood there. The only loose end. He knew what I'd have to do. Why didn't you let me kill him? I could have handled that. But watching him get gunned down by that Asari bitch.
It's a subtle difference. Hell, I could even see an argument that it's the same, but it's important to the player, the one who decided to go about it.
It's still real to me, damn it!
And it's not really consequence-free. You gain Paragon or Renegade points depending on how you did it, and that will help the player in key moments of the game.
Tali helped me defeat Saren and the Geth in the Citadel. That should be all the evidence you need. But if you want more, I can present the Normandy, which Tali also saved from Geth forces, even though it's too quiet for her to sleep well.
We still don't know what happened on the Alarai.
No, Admiral, you don't. But you gave her my name. I'm her captain. I trust her with my life, and I'm telling you that she's innocent.
The quality of writing and the lack of consequence in this mission is a blueprint for all other loyalty missions in Andromeda. Let's go to Drac, or as I'd like to call him,
Faker.
Remember the Krogan-related plot complication I blabbed on about earlier? The linchpin of Drac's crisis in this point is supposed to be the scouts. Of course, you could just not bring Drac along, so you'll miss this whole drama.
This is the last chance for Drac scouts. The Archon will turn them into monsters.
Reload. We're going after Reka.
Did you notice that Jal was suddenly mad, and when you said you're gonna rescue the Solarian, he just dropped it? So did I! Let's go with it, so I can show you how bad the writing gets. What are his thoughts on his scouts?
My clan's there. We also got some scouts looking for any unclaimed territory to grab up.
There is no emotion to his statement. I don't get the sense that they're important to Drac. It sounded like a tour guide explaining why the site is important. Let's compare this to Rex.
What can you tell me about the genophage?
Ask the Solarians if you want details. They made it. All I know, it makes breeding nearly impossible. Thousands die in stillbirth, and most never get that far. Every Krogan is infected. Everyone. And no one's rushing to find a cure.
Why don't the Krogan try to find a cure?
When was the last time you saw a Krogan scientist? You ask a Krogan, would he rather find a cure for the genophage or fight for credits? He'll choose fighting every time. It's just who we are, Shepard. I can't change that. Nobody can.
He sounds like he's carrying the weight of the Krogan on his back, and when you think about it, it's good foreshadowing.
You abandon many traditions to get your way. Dangerous. Weak one spoken to, Uvenk. I'll drag your clan to glory whether it likes it or not.
So if you do Drax's loyalty missions after you abandon his scouts, this happens.
Your clan needs you, and so do I. We need to look out for each other.
Like when you saved the Solarian instead of my scouts.
Abort mission, I repeat, abort mission.
I know you are the priorities, Ryder. That's fine. Understand that I have mine.
I have my priorities, On Rex's end, you gotta convince him that the genophage cure made by Saren is bueno janai.
I understand you're upset, but we both know Saren's the enemy here. He's the one you should be angry with.
Really? Saren created a cure for my people. You want to destroy it. Help me out here, Shepard. The lines between friend and foe are getting a little blurry.
If you fail, you got to kill him, and for the remainder of Mass Effect 1, you can't use him anymore.
No more talk, Shepard. I've got to do this my way.
Bitch, are you for real?
Sure, the fact that he gets replaced by some other dude in Mass Effect 2 kinda ruins the consequence part. But hey, it was dramatic in 1. Nothing remotely dramatic or consequential comes out of Mass Effect Andromeda. You just get the passive-aggressive Krogan that would like to let you know that he's very upset but doesn't do anything about it.
We're going after Reka. Drac, I'm sorry.
That's the gayest thing I've ever heard.
Why doesn't he just leave your squad, save his scouts, and then leave the initiative for good? Because you've shown him that you don't deserve his loyalty. How about that? Also, his arc is so boring. He's old, and he feels like he has nothing left to contribute to the Krogans.
The fact is, I'm a relic, a symbol of the past, when Krogan were bent on destroying themselves. Fighting, killing, it's all I know.
Drac knows that the Krogan need to evolve beyond just being a bloody, warlike race.
The colony can survive just fine without me. But without you and what's in your full head, there's no future for our people.
You're always talking like you're expendable, but you're not. We need you. You're not just some old soldier. We know what we lost because you lived it.
Okay, the old Krogan knows he's a relic, but the youngins realize that he's still valuable because of his accumulated knowledge. So, the ending of his side story should be a brawl, affirming his status as a relic of the war-torn days of the Krogan. What? So instead of what Rex did when he joined the Krogan together so that he could force them to cooperate, to maybe change how they do things, you just reaffirmed your position. What was the problem before, son? You need a cheering squad when you shoot people down, is that it?
You're not expendable, Drac.
Your clan needs you, and so do I.
To be fair to Drac, this whole Krogan Messiah angle with Rex came in the sequel. But to be unfair to him, why would you write the epilogue in a way that affirms his old ways? Why not have him, act on it? Maybe in a campfire in the Krogan camp, telling people what he learned in the past? Or writing down something in the Krogan library? Or, any change whatsoever. This whole epilogue sequence gives me the impression that instead of doing that, he'll just go back to shooting people down. Speaking of shooting people down, let's talk about romance. Specifically, my beautiful blue Asari god. PB's actual story is tolerable because she actually has an arc.
Not really looking for a home.
Should I consider you a temporary addition?
Everything's temporary, Ryder.
Day 2.
Think I'll stay in your operation a little while longer.
1 hour later.
I'm not built for this kind of homesteading.
Few moments later.
Oh, crap!
Oh, crap, what?
Day 4.
I'm proud and happy to be part of this team. This family. That's really it. Okay.
Yeah, it's basic. The person who doesn't want to stick to one place finds a place where she can belong. But it's better than the other guys, Mr. Relic and Mr. I'm sorry, I won't do it again. My problems with PB stem from her romance.
You're a handful, even sober.
You can handle me, Ryder, whenever you want.
So PB's whole side story is improving her scanner technology in order to find more REM tech. Eventually, she builds a robot and it's stolen by her ex, Kalinda, and we get it back from her. And we get this engaging message from the ex.
Hey babe, sorry I broke your pet. It lacked versatility. Couldn't keep up. Maybe I'll do the same with your other new toy. Ta.
She means you.
And the climax to her loyalty mission has us finding a signal on some planet.
Ryder, signal source is near a volatile volcano. I don't see a clear place to land.
Wow, PB's right. Whatever's giving off that signal is special.
Prep your team. I'll try to find a safe spot.
So instead of doing anything rationally, like talking it out and finding some sort of plan, our girlfriend traps us in the escape pod and she just ejects us from the ship.
PB, where are we going?
It's not my fault the signal's coming from inside a volcano. And we should land on stable ground, assuming my subterranean scans are accurate, and the impact doesn't alter trajectory.
Tell me you have a plan for getting back to the Tempest.
Is that a thing? We came all the way to another galaxy with no plan for getting back home.
Is this for real? Colonizing another galaxy is different from inhabiting a fucking volcano. Do you want to go to the volcano too?
Back to the pit.
Fucking mad is the smallest word for what I am.
Uh-oh. I know that shuttle.
Pelisaria, are you...
Okay, fine. It's a small ship. Fine. Okay. A small ship might have maneuverability that a big ship doesn't. Let me get this straight though. That little shuttle looks like it could fit inside the Tempest. And having that inside the ship would have saved us the trouble of this idiot setup for the loyalty mission.
Is that a thing?
A shuttlecraft can fly around, it can hover, land anywhere.
So instead of having a shuttle, what the developers and the writers gave us is a car.
So what can the Argo do? Hold only 3 crew members. Provide no protection from the elements of alien worlds. Is unable to get around mountains, rivers, or other natural barriers. Has only 1 compartment in the back that houses a giant laser cannon.
Oh yeah, I get it. They didn't have shuttles in Mass Effect 2. Oh wait, they totally did. It would be fine if we didn't see shuttles in the game, but there are shuttles that are used in the game by your teammates. By you!
Any advice on how to get inside?
My shuttle can drop you nearby, but that's about all I can do.
It feels like the writers didn't put a shuttle in the ship, not because of any smart reason, but because of drama and conflict purposes. The shuttle is a plot device, essentially. Get this, okay? You don't have to land. You could just hover to a place where there's no lava. The whole problem with PB's approach is that you could actually hit lava and die. This is so frustrating. It makes you want to shoot someone.
Please! I don't want to die!
Oh, crap.
The climax of PB's mission has her choosing between her ex and some REM tech that's found there, and PB chooses her ex. As the player, you got 2 options. Shoot the ex, the best revenge, and PB gets the artifact. Or nothing. PB rescues her, they both come out fine, but you lose the artifact. Shooting the ex is the more interesting outcome if you romanced PB.
I don't know. Can you explain what happened down there? I mean, Kalinda has been nothing but trouble, I grant you that. But why did you stop me from saving her?
Hey, it was a split-second decision, caught up in the moment. Could have gone either way.
How can you be so nonchalant?
A few inches later.
I've got you. You're safe with me.
Yeah, that's also how I reacted, pretty much, yeah. Why is she okay with sleeping with Ryder? Are you serious? The corpse isn't even cold yet. It will never be cold, since it fell into the lava. a sitcom that has a shitty ending has a better grasp of relationships than this fucking game.
Why are you bringing any of this up? There's nothing between us anymore.
Well, maybe there is. I mean, of course there is. That kind of stuff just doesn't disappear without a trace.
You left everything and everyone you knew because you were bored?
No, I came with someone I knew. Then she got bored with me.
So what's the problem?
It's just drummed up feelings I thought I'd put behind me. Turns out I just buried them. This is what happens when you let people in. You acquire baggage. I travel light, damn it. No baggage.
I don't want her to die, Ryder.
But the device!
It's not worth her life.
No!
I gotta give credit to the writer of PB for acknowledging that it's kind of fucked up what Ryder does. Fine, okay, let's say she's got no feelings, totally platonic, sure, and doesn't want her ex to die based on principle. Why would she be comfortable having a relationship with a person who didn't respect her wishes?
How can you be so nonchalant?
Chris Reagan was right. I hate to use the old Mass Effect games as an example of how to do things right.
That's not true. That's a lie.
Take pictures. Touch me and I will smear the walls with you, bitch!
In Mass Effect 2, if you're romancing either of these ladies and you fail to convince them via a persuade option, the relationship will be over.
The people I recruit are my business, Miranda. You leave Jack alone.
She can't be trusted, Shepard. She's unstable. She's jeopardizing the mission.
Jack's doing just fine. Maybe you should take a look at your own attitude. Are we good?
Not even remotely.
No, what? So these are the three biggest offenders in my opinion. So let's talk about everyone else. I didn't have a problem with their story so much as the consequences they have.
Enough! I will no longer listen to the babbling of ignorant children.
Vetra's story is a bit weird. The setup for it is weird. She comes off as a practical, rational rogue, wise in the ways of the world.
Seen you around. Ben, right? Came here with a family, didn't you? Son still in cryo? I could pull some strings, get him to the front of the line.
So when she sees a project that takes her to another galaxy, having to leave behind her established contacts and uprooting her sister, clearly the practical thing was to motherfucking volunteer and leave it all behind. Okay. Let's roll with it. The most important thing in her world is to protect her little sister, Sid. She does bad stuff so that her sister doesn't have to. It's like the galaxy's Catcher in the Rye. So when her sister tries to play Vetra and she sees the harsh reality, shit happens and she gets captured. So Ryder makes a choice, saving the sibling. But what happens when you don't do anything?
So this is what you're all about? Kidnapping? Threatening children?
You can still do what's right. Turn off the explosive.
There's no right or wrong anymore. Just survival.
Remember when Vetra threw the grenade and it exploded at the conveniently placed location? And those guys were farther away from the team. And when this bitch threw her grenade, not only didn't it explode near the team, it exploded near the door. Like, way back there. Like, how could you miss those guys? They were like, right in front of you.
What? What is this?
Jal's whole loyalty mission in a nutshell is, family is important. And as a Filipino, I can only go, no shit!
But, Jal, I want you to meet my friend, so you can see that Aksul is wrong. Who cares?
It turns out that Jal's siblings are part of the Rokar, and he's trying to convince them that following Aksul, the leader, is not a good idea.
We've been fighting the wrong enemy. Maybe the enemy is this traitor.
Jal's button prompt sequence actually has some consequence, but not really.
The Moshai trusts Ryder. You've become a danger to your own people. Walk away. Or I kill you and reveal the resistance for the traitors they are. No!
The first time I played through it, I shot the fuck. Apparently that was the wrong thing to do because you make him a martyr?
Martyr me.
sleep.
Okay, I could get that. Okay, that makes sense. You're proving his point by killing him. What doesn't make sense is the apparently correct option. How would I know that letting Jal get shot wouldn't kill him? This is some anime bullshit. Jal does say that you shouldn't shoot him.
If Aksul's willing to blow up the forge, there's nothing he won't do. Ryder, if he shows up.
I know. Follow your lead.
Jal, don't!
But Jal saying that you shouldn't shoot him doesn't mean to the player that if Jal gets shot, he will survive. That doesn't work like that. The only thing that hints at the possibility that Jal could survive is that the sister shoots the brother at point blank range. And the brother survives, which means that Aksul and his training doesn't mean diddly fucking squat. Maybe instead of this piece of shit conclusion, maybe what you let the player do is research some armor that lets Jal survive a point blank range shot. And if you don't do that, Jal doesn't survive getting shot at. Isn't that some fucking brilliant idea that wasn't thought of before?
As long as the new plating holds.
This is one of the missions where the game tells you that you should trust Jal, even though he'll get shot.
Why didn't you trust me?
But if you don't follow him, you still earn his loyalty. Korra! Yay! I gave up at this point.
I prepped for years as your father's second. Then he chooses you? An untrained pathfinder and all this mess to fix? The hell was he thinking?
Oh, that's nice. Maybe we have to win her over to our side to show her that we're a proper path.
I don't want a rival. Just answers. It's done. Best I can do now is be your second. Keep your father's mission alive.
And do you know the kicker of her whole character arc? She has no arc. This is what she says at the end of her loyalty mission.
The old man was right to choose you as Pathfinder instead. I don't blaze a trail. I always look for the mentor, their plan.
So instead of not being okay with just being the second, you just affirm it at the end of your loyalty mission. The most uninteresting non-character developmental thing to decide to do. Well, okay, to be fair to the game, it aimed low. Very low.
Just answers.
So at least the goals were met. This is another problem. The characters are boring and static. What you see is what you get. He's a relic, and he ends up the same way. He's an idiot. Forever. He's an ally. That has Deus Ex Machina, so I guess that has it going for her. She loves her sister. Hooray! She's okay with being the second. But now it's even more okay since there's a reason for it. You're fucked when the best written character is PB because she has an actual arc.
Okay.
I'm done. Like, for real this time. Well, there is still one thing on the agenda.
I didn't do it. Shut the fuck up. No one can.
A shout out to these patrons: Mr. Radiance, Pablo Finocchio, Peter B, Tad586, and the Dervinator, as well as these other wonderful warriors. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.